2nd and 8. And another deep ball for Hill. He hauls it in. And there you go.
No gain on that play. 2nd and 15. Long ball again. Rice with a one-handed stab. Rice.
And he's looking for Julio Jones. And what a
time. Going back again to Moss. Touchdown Patriots.
And here's Stafford putting it up for Johnson. And Johnson makes the catch.
To the Fade Late podcast. I'm Chad Jeffries here with my brother Zach Jeffries. The Fade Late podcast is where two brothers talk about everything and anything NFL football. You can find us on Instagram at Fade Late Podcast or on TikTok with the same handle at Fade Late Podcast. In this episode today, we are doing the Week 17 preview. We'll go through each game and give our prediction on who will win. We're also going to do a deeper dive into some of the bigger matchups of the week. So, Zach, let's get us started.
All right. Week 17, let's go. Got Atlanta at Buffalo. I got Buffalo winning. I think Buffalo's trying to fight for that playoff spot, and Josh Allen's going to cook them, dude. Not a good matchup.
Yeah, I agree with that pick. I think Atlanta, they are lucky to be in the playoff picture.
Yeah.
They do not belong in the playoff picture. I think they're a bottom 10 team, honestly. Atlanta, they got lucky. They get to play Detroit. And Detroit, like a lot of NFL teams, are COVID-ridden. But Detroit, man, they suck. But they had to play with their backup QB. And they barely beat Detroit. It came out to a last-second good defensive play. So, dude, Atlanta's not a real team. Buffalo, like you said, they're fighting for a spot. They're going to just whoop them.
Yeah. Cool. All right, next game, Giants at Bears. And I think I got the home team winning, Bears winning, beating the Giants. Not much to say about that one, honestly. Nothing too exciting.
Yeah. I will say, since we started this podcast sort of late in the season, you know me, Zach. I'm a sucker for Daniel Jones. I still got faith in him. And it's just been sad. Whoa, yeah, definitely sucking like that. But, yeah, it's just been sad just to see – I can make all the excuses in the world, like all the injuries and stuff, but man, I had a lot higher hopes for this Giants team, and they are just – I put them in my power rankings as the second worst team.
I know.
They suck. They are boring to watch, and Chicago had that freaking clutch win against the Seahawks. Like it's not like the Seahawks weren't doing anything. Like they're fighting for their playoff spot, and they lost it.
Eliminated.
So good for Chicago. They're on a roll.
Yeah. Next one.
Yeah.
Kansas City at Cincinnati. I kind of did a little bit of breakdown on this one. Got two big, powerful quarterbacks coming in. Patrick Mahomes and Joey B, the man himself. One of my favorite quarterbacks to watch. I like Tom Brady, Joey Burrow. You know, Patrick Mahomes threw 3 touchdowns, over 250 yards against Pittsburgh last week. Also playing, Pittsburgh's bad defense. Just got annihilated. Didn't really have to try that hard. Tyreek Hill didn't play that well, but still killed it. The Cinci's pass rush, I think, is top 5. Trey Henderson, 14 sacks on the season. He needs to have a big game if they want to win. They were playing the Ravens last week. Josh Johnson, 304 yards and 2 touchdowns, dude. This guy who's never played before just did that to the Bengals. So playing Patrick Mahomes, dude.
That's a little worrisome, honestly.
What was that?
That's a little worrisome, honestly. Like
that was what I circled, man. That scares me, dude. When they didn't even have their first string, not their second string. Like just a guy they picked up off the streets, basically, dude. He did that too.
But maybe that helped. The Bengals didn't have much film on him, so maybe now that the Chiefs have a week of film, maybe it's not going to be as much of a surprise factor. But still, the fact that he threw, what you said, 300 yards?
304 yards, 2 touchdowns, bro.
Sheesh. So
good, man. All right, and Joey B's coming off a fantastic game. We all know the 525-yard game, 4 touchdowns. O-line isn't that great. They give up a lot of sacks. The Chiefs pass rush isn't that great either, so that's weakness on weakness. So it's all right. T. Higgins had a monster game, 12 receptions, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns. Accompanied by Jamar Chase, killing it. Yeah. So my pick is Cincy, dude. I think Cincy's going to win by 2 points, 35-33. I think their offense is going to have another big game like last week.
That's a fine prediction. I know you sort of just like leaned in a little bit too much on the Bengals having like a super good game. You're buying in a little too hard, I think. I think you're forgetting the Chiefs have the longest win streak in the NFL right now. The Chiefs, after starting out terrible this year, everybody, including me, I didn't think they were going to be completely done, but I thought they were going to like sort of lose their elite status. No. They got it back, and they're fighting hard. They're not invincible like they were in years past, so they have to fight even harder, and I think that's what makes them even more dangerous. And, dude, honestly, the Bengals might be coming off a little bit too much of a high. I honestly think the Chiefs are going to win by 2 scores. So I'd say by 10-plus points, the Chiefs are going to win. Where's this game being played at? Let me check. It's at Cincy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, I lived in Cincy, man. Like, even though the Bengals are doing a lot better now, dude, Cincy fans suck, dude. So, okay. I got Chiefs by more than 10 points.
Joey B can do that like it's nothing, bro.
Yeah,
flashbacks, bro. Back to his LSU days. Dude, he's going to do it again. He's going to do it again this next week.
Maybe if Joey B can convince the Bengals to trade for Justin Jefferson by this game, then okay, I'll give the Bengals a win. But no, dude, like the Bengals, don't get me wrong, they're a huge surprise team, but they are not beating the Chiefs. This is where the Chiefs are going to cement that they are the AFC favorites in this game. They're going to take away the narrative that the Bengals are so awesome. No, the Bengals are great this year. Like, they did it beyond what anybody thought they'd do, probably including themselves. But, dude, the Chiefs are just going to blow them out.
Really?
Yeah, 10-plus points.
I would agree with you if the Kansas City rush defense was a little bit better. We have 27th in the league. Who are they going up against, Chad? Joe Mixon. Dude, true. I think the Cincinnati's at home. They're going to run the ball. Kansas City's going to get exposed. They have young corners. They are going to get exposed, Chad. I'm telling you.
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
I'll be texting you.
We'll be going back and forth. I will be watching that game.
You're probably going to FaceTime me when Joe Burrow throws like some amazing touchdown. Ooh. But here, you're going to be FaceTiming me after he throws a touchdown when he's down by 3 touchdowns. You'll be like, bro, did you see that?
I don't think so. Not this time.
All right. That's a good breakdown of that game. Let's move on to the Titans against the Dolphins. I picked this matchup to go into a deeper dive with. I'm sort of high on the Dolphins since I got to preview them last week. Like I said last week, too, I'm a big fan of Tua. I know he's still growing. He's still trying to cement his place as an NFL starter. Not even to be a great NFL quarterback, but just as an NFL starting QB that's a decent franchise QB. Here's what we know. A.J. Brown came back and freaking tore it up with 11 receptions. He was the Titans' whole offense last week. And he was pretty much unstoppable in that game. And I think bringing him back from injury is lifting the Titans up. They've already been scrappy all year. I still don't know how they have a 10-5 record right now. Like, it's crazy to me. They're losing. They lost Derrick Henry halfway through the season, but they're still finding ways to win these games. Here's the problem, though. A.J. Brown's going to be matched up with Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard has been one of the more consistent corners in the league the past few years, and that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. I mean, don't get me wrong, A.J. Brown's a great receiver, but if anybody can stand toe-to-toe with him, it's going to be Xavier Howard. And need I remind anybody that the Dolphins' defense has been on fire. The past 7 games in their win streak, they have allowed an average of 12 points. 12. So Tua just needs to eliminate some of those mistakes.
What kind of teams are the Dolphins playing, though? Let's just look at that, dude. Who were they playing last week? The Saints?
Yeah. With Ian Book. Hey, weren't you talking good about Ian Book last episode? Didn't you think the Saints were going to win?
I was a little sleepy last episode. So. Well, I didn't want to do that one.
I'm saying they had a close game against the Jets. But who is the Jets' first win this season?
Bro.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was the Titans. Oh, when the Titans had Derrick Henry and Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, they were full health, and the Jets beat them. So we don't have to talk about like crappy teams because guess who else the Titans have lost to this year? The Texans.
Oof.
I'm just saying, 7 wins in a row means you're on a roll. Titans have to bring their A game. A.J. Brown has to have an even better game than he had last week to beat the Dolphins. Okay, let me talk about Titans O-line too. They suck. And Tannehill is a lot worse without his good running back and his good run game.
Yeah.
And then Tua, I sort of brought him up a little bit. As long as Tua can maybe only make 1 or 2 mistakes a game and not 5 or 10 mistakes, I think the Dolphins will be fine because of their defense. And who's more desperate right now for a win, do you think, Zach?
The Dolphins definitely are.
I think so too.
I don't know. The Dolphins defense has been playing well.
Yeah.
They'll be tested against the Titans, though. We'll see on Sunday. But
I think it'll be a good test. Because, I mean, dude, if they get just whooped by the Titans, which I don't think is going to happen, then they can just kiss their playoff hopes goodbye.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think if the Dolphins lose to the Titans, they can kiss their playoff hopes goodbye. They salvaged their season, though. I'm proud of them for that. But I don't know. And if the Titans do end up beating the Dolphins, they clinch their playoff spot. So, I mean, you could say that could be desperation for the Titans to win this game.
Yeah.
Because then they know that they'll make it to the playoffs, and they can maybe rest a little bit week 18. I don't know.
I actually heard Derrick Henry's actually going to be playing the playoffs. He's going to be coming back, and yeah.
That's good. That's good. That might help them.
Maybe the Titans will just take a loss. Maybe they know they're going to the playoffs.
True.
Maybe they won't play as well, but I don't know. Who knows?
That's true. But yeah. So my score prediction, it's still going to be a close game. I think there's going to be a little bit more offense than some people are expecting. I'm saying Dolphins win 27-24. And then what was your prediction for this game? Who do you have winning? You have the Titans winning?
Yeah, I got Tennessee winning.
Do you think it's going to be a close game, like I said, or do you think it's going to be?
I think AJ Brown will pop off. I think Tennessee will win by 2 scores and show the Titans. They're the first team that Miami's playing the past few months. Honestly, let's be honest.
Like real team, you think?
Real team, real defense, real. And it's honestly not even the best defense, but they're gonna still show them, dude. So.
Saints were a real defense. I mean, the Saints did do pretty good. If the Dolphins hadn't have had that pick 6, it could have been a totally different game. So
yeah.
I hear you. All right, let's move on. Unless there's more to talk about with that game, or we get to move on.
We're good.
Okay, let's talk about Las Vegas at Indianapolis. I didn't do my research on Carson Wentz. I don't know if he's going to be able to play this game. I had originally put the Colts as winning. If Carson Wentz isn't there, my pick is the Raiders. The Raiders have also somehow found a way to stay scrappy. I don't know how they've been winning the past few weeks. I can't remember who they've won against because I decided not to watch those games because I've been thinking the Raiders are out. But the Raiders, they're doing something a little different than they did in the past few years. The classic Raiders are the Raiders that do super good at the beginning of the year and then suck the end. But they did really good at the beginning of the year, bad in the middle. You know, they had the drama with the John Gruden firing Henry Ruggs, their first-round draft pick, that corner with the gun. They had that drama in the middle of the year, but they've sort of overcome it. I think a big part of that is Derek Carr. He's just been consistent. He's been their rock. So it just depends. If Carson Wentz is playing, the Colts win. If not, I think Vegas is able to pull it off.
Yeah, I got Colts winning. Colts winning at home. Jonathan Taylor tear up that defense.
What if Carson Wentz isn't playing? Do you still have Colts winning?
Harold will play and he'll get his first start. I think he'll do all right. Watched him play a little bit at Texas, and I think he'll do real good.
True.
Yeah.
I think we watched one of their Texas games together, and we did both like him.
Yeah, he did. He did well.
He's a feisty QB. I like him.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. But yeah, either way, with or without Carson Wentz, Colts winning.
Okay, I like that prediction. Next we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at New England. This will be a nice bounce back game for New England. They've sort of been on a mini slump. I mean, of course they lost to the Colts, dude. The Colts are doing really good, and the Bills were out for freaking revenge. So of course they're on the slump. I think this is a great opportunity as just a get right game. I honestly see this being like a 49-7 game. Because Bill Belichick, sometimes, Bill Belichick, he used to be a big time Patriots fan. He's got those games where he just doesn't care. He just doesn't freaking care and just lays it on you.
Sidelines, dude. He knows what he's doing. Just run that up, dude. He does not care.
So yeah, obviously got New England winning that one.
That's winning.
Same for you.
Yeah.
Nothing to say about it either.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do my research.
It's the Jaguars. They're the worst team.
It's New England. Jacksonville's a mess, dude.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's a mess. So yeah.
And New England needs their bounce back win.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. We got Tampa Bay going to the New York Jets.
Another quick one, dude.
Yep, for sure, dude. Tampa Bay's just going to roll through.
They're on a roll. They're going to roll through the Jets, man.
What I do want to see, though, is Zach Wilson had that big-time run last week.
That was real fun to watch.
BYU QB still trying to find his footing. I mean, the Jets isn't really a fun place to try and find your footing, but I think he's doing all right with what he has, man. Like, expectations for him might be a little bit too high right now. Everybody's sort of been talking trash about him all year. It's like, dude, let's just lay off Trevor Lawrence, lay off Zach Wilson.
Lay off.
Just lay off. Let them get comfortable with their super crappy teams that they're on. Oh yeah, Tampa Bay is winning, and I think you'd say the same.
Yep.
All right, here's a little bit different of a matchup. Philadelphia at Washington, a division game. I got Philly winning. Honestly, they're the ones still fighting for a playoff spot, and they can actually clinch this week. I did a little bit of research on this. Thank you, NFL.com, for doing an article for me. So here's two of their clinching scenarios. The other ones involve ties, so it's like, whatever. Nobody's going to really tie. So if Philly wins and Minnesota loses and New Orleans loses, then they're in the playoffs. Or if Philly wins and Minnesota loses and San Francisco wins, they're in the playoffs.
Really? If San Francisco wins?
Yeah, so San Francisco is playing Houston. So that's a very winnable game. Minnesota is playing Green Bay. That's a game where the Vikings could lose.
The Saints are playing the Panthers, so the Saints could easily lose that game as well. So
yeah, so
a lot of easy clinching scenarios for the Eagles.
Yeah, so I do think that Philly's going to be fighting for this one. Poor Washington. I'm going to talk about them a little bit later when I preview a little different game, But Washington, they were so COVID-ridden. I know that Taylor Heineke had COVID, and he said that he had a tough time going up and down the stairs a few days before he played the Cowboys. Cowboys defense, too, is, super good, so I was not surprised at all when the Cowboys whipped up on them.
Yeah, I wasn't.
They might just bag the season, Washington. So I got Philly winning. What are your thoughts on that game?
I got Eagles winning. You're right. They need to get in the playoffs, and they're 8-7 record, I believe, and another win will push their hopes to the playoffs. And you're right. Washington. They have no hope. They're just going to bag the season after that embarrassing loss to the Cowboys on Sunday night last week. What a great primetime game. And what do you think?
Let me ask you this. I know we didn't really put this in any outline or anything and prep for it. What do you think about Philly's season so far? Did you think they'd be 8-7?
Yeah. I think so, dude. I think Jalen Hurts is a boss, dude.
You're a believer in Jalen Hurts. You were trying to convince me of that.
Dude, I like Joey Burrow. I like Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady. Those are three of my faves, dude. But yeah, I think the reuniting Devonta Smith was incredible. Just how they're doing over at Cincinnati, dude. I think it's super cool and it works apparently. So, and yeah, but they are also in a weak division. I mean, Giants are never good. The football team's never good. So
yeah,
it's really cool to watch them win. So it's nice.
For sure. Let's go to the next game. The Los Angeles Rams against the Baltimore Ravens. Let's just get this one out of the way. The Baltimore Ravens are so banged up this year. I got the Rams winning. The Rams are on a roll right now.
Yeah.
And they're going to be fighting for playoff seeding too. I don't think they'll be able to get the 1 seed, but they want to get up there. They want to get up high in the playoffs. So I think Rams just win that game. Do you got anything more to say about that one?
No, I got Rams winning. They came off a good win against the Vikings last week, and Sony Michel ran all over them. So,
What about Cam Akers coming back, dude? Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be great to watch him play. Been out all year. So.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Chargers at Broncos, and I really feel bad for the Broncos right now because, dude, the Chargers, they are gonna be playing very pissed off, dude.
I agree.
Embarrassed by the Texans.
Whew.
So
I saw that coming.
not too much more to say. Denver lost Teddy Bridgewater. Denver's defense is still good, but dude, Drew Lock, he's just regressed. This year he just looks even worse. I think his confidence is kind of gone too after he lost to Teddy Bridgewater. He'd be good for a fresh start. Maybe sort of like a Mitch Trubisky move where he sits behind a really good veteran, maybe learn some things, and maybe he'll come back in a few years and find a starting spot or something like that.
Really good veteran like Josh Allen, you're saying?
Yeah, Josh Allen. Trubisky's sitting behind a good veteran. You don't like Josh Allen?
I wouldn't say veteran, but I think he's all right.
Dude,
You'll see in the playoffs.
He's carrying the Bills. Anyways, this is besides the point. We're talking.
About
right now.
Get on that later, dude.
Lock, dude. Who cares about Drew Lock? Let's move on from that. But anyways, the Chargers are going to be able to win.
Yeah.
Broncos season's sort of shut down, and the Chargers need to have a statement win.
Yeah.
Do you think Chargers are winning too?
Yeah, I got Chargers winning for now. They got to bounce back after them. You're right, embarrassing loss next week. Yeah, Houston at San Francisco.
Yep. Who do I got? Just now looking at this, I don't want to switch it, but I'm not as confident. San Francisco, I think, lost Jimmy G. I think Trey Lance is going to be starting.
Yeah.
And Houston is kind of on fire, dude. Like,
I got Houston winning on my thing, dude.
Dang, dude. I think I don't know if Trey Lance is ready. If he was ready, he would already replace Jimmy G. But dude, Davis Mills looks ready.
Yep.
He's been playing really good with a really crappy team. And the time Trey Lance got to play with a good team around him, he didn't look too good. So I still got San Francisco winning. They're actually fighting for a playoff spot. That's what I said about the Chargers. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and they lost to the Texans. So I still got San Francisco winning, though. I just think their pieces are there. Their defense is a lot better than the Chargers' defense. So I got San Francisco. Why do you have Texans winning?
I just think the Niners have all these injuries, are COVID list. Their guys are out, and I just think they're going to fumble the bag. You're right, Davis Mills is playing all right. Balling out, destroyed the Chargers last week, and I think they might be on a roll. It could be cool to watch them play a little better, get a hype for next year,
For sure.
Yeah, next
All right. Next matchup that I've been waiting to talk about. I did a little sneak preview. I did a little YouTube short on it.
Calgary.
I did put it on the Instagram page, put it on TikTok. Once again, the handle is @FadeLatePodcast for both of those if you want to go check those out. Anyways, the video, by the way, has 3,000 views on Instagram, so it's pretty popular. A lot of Cowboys haters out there.
Lots.
Okay, Cowboys hate Cowboys. They are on fire, okay? They're on fire, and they got to have the COVID-ridden Washington football team. They don't even have a name. Come into Dallas. Their whole defense was on COVID, dude. And just Dax just at the playground, just woo, woo, woo. It's like
kissing Zeke.
Oh yeah, dude. Did you see that picture? It's kind of weird, dude.
They're having fun. Too much fun.
I know, dude. I know. And especially they probably got this game like circled a few weeks ago they probably had it circled, but now that the Cardinals have been doing bad, I think the Cowboys are sort of looking past the Cardinals.
I think so.
Into the playoffs already too. I think they're just looking in the playoffs. Their fans are all like
Cowboys fans, dude. They're always, oh, it's our year. Come on, dude. You're losing first round of the playoffs. We all know.
Yep, they're one and done in the playoffs.
They're fake.
And dude, when the Cowboys get cocky, they suck. Here's an example. So Cowboys, they started out the season. I'm pulling up their schedule right now. They started out 5-1. Their only loss was to the Buccaneers, which that was understandable. So they came out on fire. And yeah, so they're 5-1, and then who do they have to face? The Broncos. The Broncos were on their own slump, dude. The Broncos were on a downhill. And of course the Cowboys come into that game puffing up their chest like, oh yeah, we got this. We got this. We just beat the Vikings in primetime. Ooh. And then they get slaughtered. It wasn't even a game, dude. The score says 30-16. We watched that game. It was 30-0. And Dak, of course, gets cute. He's like, hey, whoever has me on their fantasy will be thankful for these touchdowns, even though the Broncos aren't playing anymore.
Yep.
So, yeah, that happens. And then, of course, the Cowboys had to come back in a big way. They beat the Falcons. Whoa, they beat the Falcons. Wow. But then they lost the Chiefs. And then the Raiders on Thanksgiving. And then they beat the Saints, the Saints were all COVID-ridden and playing with Taysom Hill. And then they barely beat Washington. I consider that game a loss, honestly.
Yep. I didn't watch much of it, but I watched the highlights.
Yep. Dak sucked. Then they beat the Giants. Of course, you better beat the Giants. And then, of course, they whoop up on Washington.
Again. Yep. They're coming in this week cocky, dude. They're playing a good Arizona team.
Yep. And Arizona is freaking hungry, dude. They're getting embarrassed, not only on the field, but in the media. I'm sure Kyler Murray's sick of all those little midget memes that he's got going on with him. He is going to prove that the Cardinals start of the season was not a fluke.
Yep.
I'm not a big Cardinals fan. We both live in Arizona. We both are fans of different teams. Like, I'll still root for them because they're the home team, but I'm not a huge Cardinals fan. People are probably coming at me like, oh, this dude Chad is a big Cardinals fan, big fat Cardinals fan. No, I'm not.
Big fat Cardinals.
I hate the Cowboys fans.
Same.
That's what I hate. And their team this year, like all other years, are playing like their fans. They're riding on this high. And so the Cardinals defense, I think, is going to go back to what they were doing. And they're going to shut down the Cowboys offense. Not completely, but they'll shut it down. They'll keep it contained. And even though D-Hop isn't playing, Kyler Murray is going to put the game on his back. He's going to play all out. And they're going to get the dub, 35-31. Zach, what are your thoughts on this game?
I think you're right. Cowboys are riding high on this win against Washington football team. Just a great performance, and they're gonna get beat up by this Cardinals team, dude. I'm excited. It's my favorite game of the week for sure. It's gonna be a banger, but dude, I'm excited to see Kyler Murray go off.
For sure. What do you think is gonna be a close game too, or?
I think it could potentially be a close game if Dallas's defense plays well. But
which they will.
Kyler Murray, they can't get to Kyler Murray and they let him outside the pocket and let him throw. That's where you're going to get yourself in trouble. So,
yeah,
winning.
What's up?
I got Cardinals winning.
Oh, there we go. All right, so you got the next game?
Ready? Oh yeah. Next week, Carolina at the Saints. Carolina just got eliminated from the playoffs. They're having a rough year, bringing Cam Newton back, like just jumbo, trying to ride on anything they can,
Yeah.
They're playing the Aints. So yeah, I got Carolina winning. I think the Saints I think they have a good defense, but I think they have no offense at all. They have no quarterback. They have no identity at quarterback, so they're just having a struggle. So, what are your thoughts? Who do you got winning?
I got New Orleans winning just because their playoff hopes are still alive. I think Sean Payton's a better coach. I think Ian Book's going to learn from that game. He's not going to have to face a defense like the Dolphins. This Panthers team is they're done. They just announced Sam Darnold as a starter, which showed me they of course they missed the playoffs this year, and they're just giving up on the season, dude.
Yeah.
They got to see what they have in Sam Darnold. Because honestly, I think he'll be the starter next year. Because they already signed him for next year. So the Panthers are kind of shot.
Yeah.
So I also have the Saints winning.
Nice. The next game we got Detroit at Seattle. Another game where both teams are eliminated. Not too exciting. I am honestly so disappointed in Seattle this year. They got poor Russell Wilson. He's injured most of it, but still pretty disappointing. I got Detroit beating them, but anything can happen. That's my upset of the week. I'm just so disappointed in Seattle. I'm not rooting for them.
I agree with you. The disappointment in Seattle is the same with me. I picked them to win the division. Boy, was that a stupid pick.
Yeah, that pick.
But I don't know. It's just sad. That middle of the season, I think we talked about this a little bit last week, where they started to win some games. I'm like, okay, maybe they can push themselves into the playoffs. They've done it before. And then you lose to the Bears?
Lost to the Bears at home.
It's like, well, what are you doing?
That was bad.
And so I have Detroit winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle won. Just to give their fans some a good game, because they've been playing bad at home.
Yeah, I know. Last week, terrible at home. So.
But yeah, I got Lions winning.
Cool. You got anything else to say about that one?
Nah.
All right. Last Sunday night matchup: Minnesota at Green Bay. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is leading the Packers. He's rolling in at 12-3, best record in the NFL. Playing a Minnesota
season pick. Let me just interrupt. My preseason Super Bowl pick. You know it. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. So, just saying.
Well, Minnesota's fighting for a playoff spot at 7-8. Got to get this win. Aaron Rodgers is coming off a pretty decent game, 202 yards, 3 touchdowns. Currently has the best touchdown to interception ratio at 33 touchdowns, 4 INTs. His favorite targets, Devontae Adams. Killed it against Cleveland last week. 10 receptions, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. By far his favorite target. Talk a little bit about Vikings defense. They're coming off a monster game against the Rams. Holding Stafford to 197 yards, 3 INTs. Definitely their best defensive performance of the year. Packers, on the other hand, their O-line held Myles Garrett and company to 0 sacks and only 4 QB hits. So, see who plays out. Vikings D allows 4.7 yards per carry. That's 27th in the NFL. Just talk a little bit about both these run Ds. Both are terrible. Both are just terrible. Like, Packers are 31st in the league. Vikings are 27th. So the Vikings let Sony Michel run all over them. So last week. But Dalvin is back for the Vikings. We'd love to see that. Packers defense allowed 25 carries, 219 yards, and a touchdown for rushing last week against the Cleveland. So yeah, I'm excited. I got Minnesota beating Green Bay Packers in overtime, 47-41. High scoring game. Big time game. Vikings last time they played, Justin Jefferson outdid himself and destroyed this Packers defense. I think he can do it again. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, just a little side note. I hope he can do it again for my fantasy team's sake. Well, let me just mention I'm in the fantasy championship, going up against the user I Hump Trump. That's our good buddy Chandler Miles. That'll be fun. But yeah, I really hope he has a good game. I don't think they can beat the Packers. I know they did earlier this year, but the Vikings were kind of a different team earlier this year. Since then, the Vikings have lost to the Lions. So if you lose to the Lions, you suck, dude. Like, there's no other way to say it. Like, you're awful. And dude, the Packers are on too much of a roll. I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers as a whole took that Cleveland Browns game as a loss. Like, they played poorly, honestly. They were able to beat them, but they let Cleveland stay in the game. And if not for a missed PI call, which I call it, Baker Mayfield doesn't throw that fourth interception. Now, I don't know if Baker can get them in field goal range, but the Packers pretty much lost to the Browns, so I think they're going to play hard against the Vikings. I don't think the game's going to be as high scoring as you said, but I do think it's still going to be close. It's a division rivalry.
Yeah.
The Vikings are fighting. So the Vikings fight, even though however valiant it's been, is going to end tonight with the Green Bay Packers winning. Or not tonight. What am I talking about? Sunday night. The Packers winning. And yeah, any other thoughts on that game, Zach? Or
No, nothing really. Just that kind of wraps up our picks for tonight, right?
yeah,
So yeah, we got one more podcast for Monday night. You got Cleveland Browns at Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll come out Monday morning. So we'll have that ready for you guys. Close it out. Thank you.
all right.